Today, we're going to take a look at a high growth video streaming company that's here in the United States. It has over 13 million paid subscribers. It currently is growing its revenue at over 80%, very strong balance sheets, and it is currently valued at less than $1 billion. So let's get started. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get your free stock on Webull. The link is down below. All right, so the company we're taking a look at today is CuriosityStream. This is ticker CURI, Curi. We're gonna take a quick look at their technicals later on, but first let's try to understand what the company does. So we can see I'm on their application right now, I'm on their website, and CuriosityStream pretty much looks like a Netflix. The only difference is the type of content they provide. They provide more educational content. They have a lot of documentaries, a lot of nature, environment. You can see things about the past, civilization, wars, science, and space tech. So it's pretty much a Netflix with educational content. So one of my favorite things about CuriosityStream is their founder. Their founder is John Hendricks. And if you don't know, he was also the founder of Discovery Channel and Discovery Communication. So we see someone with a lot of history in this market. He was the CEO of Discovery Communication between 1982 to 2004, and he was also a chairman of the board between 1982 to 2014. Not until 2015 was when he launched CuriosityStream after he stepped down from chairman of Discovery Communications. So this leadership behind this company is something I'm enjoying a lot, and he was able to do so much with Discovery platform, and we can see it's kind of in similar niche, which is that educational content. So a lot of experience there and a strong leader. In 2015, CuriosityStream launched. In 2019, they reached over 10 million paid subscribers. So before we take a look at some of their future growth, let's take a look at just the stock price and the current market cap right now. So like I mentioned, this is CuriosityStream. The headquarters are here in Silver Spring. I'm pretty sure that's Maryland. And the stock price is sitting at $17.41. It currently has a market cap of about $700 million. In the past year, this was a SPAC deal, but we can see from that SPAC, it has gone up about 75%. But we can see from its all-time highs, it has definitely pulled back. It's pulled back about 15%. So it's definitely a nice pullback. But we can see in the past few months, it definitely has given great return to investors. If we take a closer look to technicals, I'm looking for two things. First, is it overextended? And second, is there plenty of volume? I can see both are good. Right now, the stock price was a bit overextended up here, but it did see some nice pullback that I believe now the stock price is not overextended. Like I said, I'm a long-term investor. I don't really look at technicals too much, but I do like, when I like to add in companies, when I'm adding more position, I like to add when it's not overly extended. And right now, like we saw, it's not. The second thing is there's plenty of volume within this stock price of about $17. But I do say for the next few months, for the next year or so, this is going to be a very, very volatile stock. We can see it has some crazy up days. It can also have some crazy down days. If we take a look at their most recent quarter, which was November 12th of 2020, they had about $8.7 million of revenue. That is about 83% year-over-year growth. They had gross margins of 61%, and that was an increase. Last year, it was about 59%. So they're increasing their revenue by strong levels. They're also increasing their overall margins. Another thing I'm liking is their total paying subscribers are about 13 million. So there's a huge customer base already, and that's up 108% compared to the same time last year. Right now, they have about $23 million in cash. So like I mentioned early on, I'm super excited that the company is owned by John Hendricks, who has some kind of staying in this market. And with that kind of staying comes a lot of relationships, and he knows a lot of people. So it seems like he's bringing a lot of industry veterans to take some form of leadership position within this company. We can here see the type of growth this company is expected to see. For 2020, CuriosityStream expects to grow 119% compared to the same time last year, about $40 million. For 2021, this company is expected to grow 80% to have about $71 million. So now about that $71 million in 2021, and with the current valuation of about $700 million, that gives it a price to sales ratio of about 10. And just to compare that to Netflix, Netflix right now for the next 2 years has a forward price to sales ratio of about 7. So we can see CuriosityStream is expected to be a little bit more expensive than Netflix. But remember, Netflix is not growing at this 80% year-over-year growth. I think it's growing closer to like 20%. So that's one reason investors are a little bit more are willing to pay a little bit higher price for CuriosityStream than for Netflix, just because this one has a lot more growth in it. So now let's take a look at their investors presentation. Let's try to learn a little bit more about CuriosityStream. So they're saying this is the third revolution of television. The first revolution was broadcasted TV. The second revolution was the cable industry. And now the third revolution is the on-demand streaming. One of the pioneers here was Netflix. So then they kind of have 4 content categories. They have the movies and scripted series. This here, you have a lot of content from the biggest competitors there are Netflix, HBO Max, Peacocks, things like that, Disney Plus. Then you have the factual categories. Right now in the factual categories, there's not too many consumers there. The only main player right now, they say, is themselves, CuriosityStream, and they have some form of they have different types of subscription tiers. You can pay either about $3 a month or you can pay about $20 per year. Some are also bundled in certain plans. Right now, for example, I have Optimum Online, and with that internet plan, I actually get CuriosityStream in that platform. And with that, for example, Optimum TV pays CuriosityStream about X amount of dollars. They don't pay the full price, but they also get some form of revenue there. The only thing I want to say is right now, third revolution, they're saying that they are the only people here, but we know a lot of, for example, Discovery Plus has just entered the market. I'm pretty sure National Geographic is owned by Disney, so Disney Plus can also be in that market. I'm not sure who History Channel is owned by, but I'm pretty sure they're also going to enter the streaming market. So one thing I do want to say is this kind of shows like, hey, they don't really have much competitors in this, but I do believe, especially now with most of them joining a streaming platform, they do have some strong competition in this market. Regardless, with that competition, we're going to see CuriosityStream is the cheapest amongst them all. So I do believe that that low cheap price is something that's going to help them continue to grow dramatically in the upcoming years. Here we can also take a closer look at their revenue model of how they expect to make money. So they expect to make money 5 ways. The first is just your direct and partner subscriptions. For example, you and I, if we subscribe with them. The second is a bundle MVPD distribution. This is like I mentioned, when I have their services thanks to Optimum Online. Corporate and educational partnerships. You can see a lot of libraries, a lot of schools, a lot of institutions. They've actually partnered up with, I think, a few senior homes to subscribe to them. So we can see that educational partnership is one way around them. Sponsorship and advertisement. This is your traditional advertisement that you can place in some of their content. And the final method is program sales. Again, they are making some originals. They have rights to certain shows. They can give those shows to other platforms as well and build another form of revenue out there. Those are the 5 major ways this company is expected to make money. So here they have a quick revenue bridge to show where they're expected this money to grow. So like we saw earlier, for 2020 revenue, they expected about $40 million. For 2021, they expect about $71 million, a huge growth. Most of that growth is coming from bundled distributions. This is when they partner up with other platforms to kind of have multiple, where the customer gets multiple access to stuff. So like I said, for me with Optimum Online, I get the internet service, but because of that, I also get a subscription with CuriosityStream. They also expect your direct to consumer and partner subscriptions be a good portion. That'd be about $6 million. Corporate and education be about 4.5. Program sales be about $5 million. That's actually pretty impressive. And their advertisement and sponsorship to be at 4.6. To me, I do believe these 3 here, actually these 4 are probably my favorite. The bundle distributions, the direct to consumer subscription, the corporate education and the program sales. I'm still a little skeptical to see how much more growth the advertisement and sponsorship can happen, especially since they are a paid model where you should not have many ads. They also give us their next 5 years forecast, and by 2025 they expect revenue to be about $400 million. Obviously, with that kind of value of revenue in 2025, paying at this price right now seems to be very cheap. That would be 400 million revenue to about a 700 million valuation. They also are expected to become profitable by 2022, so that's great news. Profit margins are expected to be about 11% there, and then in the forecast they expect somewhere around 22% profit margins. Their gross margins are expected to stay at around 60%, which show great value in my opinion. All right, so now my overall thoughts on CuriosityStream. So right now I do have a position in CuriosityStream, and I am going to continue to add on with what I'm seeing. I'm super bullish that their founder is currently that John Hendricks, who has strong experience in this market. I'm also liking that future growth, and their models look good for 2025. And like I said, I'm a long-term investor for 2025. The valuation at current prices is super cheap. I'm also liking, we saw their revenue models. I'm really liking that they have about 13 million paying subscribers right now, and are expected to continue to grow that in the upcoming years. They are also expected to be profitable by the end of 2022, which is also great news. That's not too far from now. And with right now having plenty of cash at hands can also help that time out. The only thing I want to say is right now, even when they probably started, the factual streaming platform was not something that had much competition. Right now, we saw Discovery Channel just did their Discovery Plus, I believe. So the new competition is entering the market. So that's one of my biggest risks, in my opinion, with the company. Overall, technically, the company didn't look bad. We saw it was a bit overextended before, but kind of pulled back. I do want to say it will be very volatile in the upcoming months. But regardless, I am enjoying this company. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. So take care, have a good night, and see you next time.